What's up, everybody? Werner von Wanrod here. Today I'm going to talk about something a little different. I'm going to talk about hip-hop on 8-track tape. And to do that, to help me do that today, I brought along my little robot pal here, 2XL. So let's turn him on, shall we?
Thank you for turning me on.
You're welcome.
Let me introduce myself. I am 2XL, a new toy from Mego. But you can call me Brainy, because I am the smartest toy robot in the world.
Okay.
I can talk to you, and you push buttons to answer me. Let me turn on all my systems, so I can become operational.
Sounds good. Let me adjust your volume a little.
I am now fully functional and ready to go.
So, okay, 2XL, maybe you can help us out here. You see, I brought him along because 2XL is, in fact, an 8-track tape player. Now, conventional wisdom is that there is no hip-hop on 8-track. But having done a little searching around, I found that's not true. In fact, what I have right here, how well you can see that? There we go. It's a little dark here, give you some light, but then it's far away. Oh no, you can't win! It's the Sugar Hill Gang's debut album. 1979 Sugar Hill Records, but you'll notice that's just a little bit of copyright information. It's actually 1980 on Quality Records, the 8-track company. Now you see the sleeve itself is just generic, 8-track stereo, a little bit about information about how 8-tracks work and what they are on the back. Only the tape label itself actually tells you what the album is. Now, as you can see, 2XL here has 4 buttons on him, not counting his volume knob here. A typical 8-track player actually would only have 1. This guy's actually a little better, a little more efficient. They call them 8 tracks, but really there's only 4 programs on each tape. I'll try to give you guys a close-up. There's only 4 programs with 2 songs on each, totaling 8. Each program is a button on the 8-track, or on a typical 8-track player, again, it would only have 1 button that you would use to cycle through each one of them. So it'll default to program 1, which would be button 1. And if you want to hear program 3, obviously you would hit program 3. On a regular 8-track player, you would hit the same button once, twice, 3 times to program 3. Now this doesn't look quite as impressive as this, the actual Sugar Hill Gang self-titled debut LP in a very cool gatefold sleeve. But just like cassette tapes that you're familiar with, these were built for convenience. These 8 tracks predate cassette tapes. This is what you would have had in your car, stereo, etc. And these were actually quickly replaced because the quality was not so great. So 8 tracks only existed for a short time. Also, you couldn't fast forward or rewind, so that was another step back. You'll notice it when we play some clips in a second, but you'd actually sometimes can hear some of the other tracks playing in the background when you hear whichever track you're listening to, because they're all really on the same tape. It's just little sections of the tape that's playing, and the header moves depending what program you're on. So it's actually sort of playing all 4 tracks at the same time. And as the quality of the tape degraded, it would get worse, and you'd hear more and more of the other tracks. So that's another reason why people moved on to cassettes. Although cassettes also are somewhat split into tracks like 8-track tape. They just work a lot better. So, okay, so the Sugar Hill Gang...
I have decided to give you a joke.
What's that?
Right this minute, I have decided to give you a joke. Here is your joke.
Go ahead.
This fellow goes to our psychiatrist. The problem he has, he says to the psychiatrist, is that nobody will listen to him nor pay attention. Okay. So what does the psychiatrist say back to him? Next, please.
Now the track listing for the LP and the 8-track is the same. It's the same album. But you might be wondering, okay, if you've got 2 songs on 4 programs, how does it match the LP, which is, if you're familiar, 6 songs long? Well, they break it up in a rather interesting way. Program 1 is Here I Am and Bad News Begins. Program 2 is the conclusion of Bad News. And then on program 3, they only give 1 song the whole program, Sugar Hill Groove. So that's how they split it up, 6 songs over 8 tracks. It would play seamlessly though, so if you listen to it without switching tracks and just let it play through, you would hear Bad News begin and conclusion right through. It's not broken up into 2 songs. So what it gives you is sort of very limited control of what song you're listening to, because again, you can't fast forward, you can't rewind. So if you hit one of these program switch buttons in the middle of it playing, it's just going to jump into the middle of another song. And again, you've only got 4 choices. So if you want to hear Bad News, but the tape is queued up to Here I Am, there's nothing you can do but let it play through Here I Am and get to Bad News. So how is this album musically? Well, it's fun. It's got Rapper's Delight, which is a classic. It's got a Rapper's Reprise with the sequence, which is great. It's got Sugar Hill Groove, which is a dope track. But if you're familiar with early Sugar Hill Gang records, you know then it's also stuffed with plenty of really sappy love ballads. The same with the sequence and all that. Here I Am, Bad News, Passion Play. I mean, not poorly sung. And they all feature the music of the Sugar Hill Band, which is great, but still, really very sappy 70s love songs. 70s style. The Rapper's Delight, of course, is a classic. So hip-hop on 8-track tape is pretty rare. But this is not the only example, actually. There's also the Sequences' first album, also on Sugar Hill Records, from 79/80. That came out on 8-track tape. And the soundtrack to Beat Street, which features, of course, Melly Mel's great title song. There's some stuff by Africa Bambaataa, also some kind of R&B, popish stuff. That's also on 8-track. Those are the only 3 I know of. I've heard rumors that maybe Curtis Blow's first album is on 8-track, but I've never seen that. I don't know if that's true. But definitely there are at least 3 hip-hop albums on 8-track tape. And we're going to play a clip of it now, if that's okay with you.
Let us begin.
A broken dream, a broken heart. Try to move your feet. See, I am Werner, my God, I like to say hello. Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm, and I make your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought 2 friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank. Come on, Hank, sing that song.
Check it out, I'm the CAXN, the OVA, and the rest is FLY. You see, I go by the code of the doctor of the beats. These beats, I'll tell you why. You see, I'm 6'1", and I'm tons of fun, and I dress to a T. You see, I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I dress so viciously. I got bodyguards, I got 2 big cars, and definitely take the whack. I got a Lincoln Continental, man, a some new Cadillac. So after school, I take a dip in the pool, which is really on the wall. I got a color TV, so I can see the Knicks play basketball. Every time on my checkbook, and it costs more money than a sucker could ever spend. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a punk from the talking not a dime till I made it again. Everybody go, hotel, what's he gonna do today? So gonna meet a fly girl, gonna get some spring and drive off. From the drums at the Kansas State, and it goes by the name of Teacher Wednesday.
jam, go on. One time, jam, go on. Well, once again, it's the Master G with the voice distinct like a bumblebee. Like Papa needs gimmicks, pigs need 10.
Okay, so that was the Sugar Hill Gang's classic debut self-titled album. This is Werner von Lohenron,
Please wait
and
one moment. I believe I have a message coming in. This message is from my secondary memory banks, and it is telling me that I am getting tired. I certainly hope you enjoyed this close encounter with me. I had a good time working with you. I thank you for the opportunity. Please turn me off now.